Hi, it's Mike with FiZZ. I'm going to show you today how to make whipped cream at home using your FiZZ carbonation tools. You may have the FiZZ black banana thumb button operated device for injecting CO2 into typically into soda bottles with a FiZZ cap like this. But today we're going to use something a little bit different. We're going to use a soda bottle. This happens to be a 2-liter Coke bottle, and if you'll notice, it has a FiZZ plug valve like the one installed in the caps. Let me show you that. These are the same. This is what they look like underneath, in case you don't own FiZZ gear. So it's a little plug valve installed in a hole that you drill in a Coke bottle. And then you've got a soda siphon head that looks like this that goes inside the bottle. And you use these little nitrous oxide bulbs for, with your FiZZ black banana, and you just screw it on, and now you've got gas. So let's get started. Show you how to do this. You're going to need some heavy whipping cream. I think I paid for this quart, I paid like $3. You're going to need a couple of other ingredients to flavor it up. I think most people will be happy with just a little bit of powdered sugar and vanilla flavoring. Now let's see if I can put my hands on a funnel and get this started. I'm going to use all of this heavy whipping cream. There's 32 ounces in the quart. It weighs approximately 34. The net weight is about 34 ounces. First, we're going to put in some powdered sugar. This is a heaping tablespoon of powdered sugar. Next, we're going to put in about a tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. And then we're going to add the entire quart of heavy whipping cream. So you can see it here. I haven't mixed up the ingredients yet, but I will go ahead and put the siphon head back on the bottle. And so there, mix the ingredients a little bit here. Powdered sugar mixes fairly quickly. I'm starting to develop a vacuum in the bottle because things are cold. So let me open it. Let the bottle resume its normal shape. Okay, so the ingredients are mixed. Now it's time to add the nitrous oxide. And this happens to be nitrous oxide from ISI, which is imported from Austria, I think. Pretty simple and easy to do. Just put the tip into the valve, same way you would if you were putting CO2 in a bottle through the cap valve. And I'm not sure what the pressure regulator is set to here, but we'll just put it all in, or all we can get in. Once the pressure in the bottle matches that in the pressure regulator is dispensing at, then it stops flowing. Okay, the bottle's kind of hard, so let me give it a chance to mix it in there good. And that will reduce the pressure. These little bulbs, if you buy them in bulk, you can get them for, 30 cents a piece online. They're readily available. Lots of different places sell them. You can probably go to a lot of grocery stores and pick them up, or specialty kitchen supply stores. Okay. I think I'm making progress, but still there's more in the bulb. I'd like to go ahead and get it all in there. I could set the pressure regulator higher and make the gas go in there faster, but it's probably, it's probably a good idea to be on the safe side and not raise the pressure too high. I think I have this one set at about 80 or 90 psi. Okay, let's see if I'm going to still kind of slow. The bottle is good and hard, but let's see what's happening going on. Okay, give it a shake. So what you would get in a can of Ready Whip, if you find one of those tall cans that's a 13 ounces net weight, well, that's what you get. You get 13 ounces of basically cream, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of flavoring, depending on what flavor you get. And With this, you get like 34 ounces. And like I said, a quart, I think I paid around $3 for this. Walmart. All right, so let me give it a try. It's my hot chocolate. I do like whipped cream on hot chocolate. So you flip up the lever, you open the spout, and because my camera is not very high, I have to keep this thing, so let me see what I get here. All right, so there you go. There's my whipped cream. And it is absolutely delicious. So what else have I got that I can try? Well, plenty, actually. Nice dollop of whipped cream on a strawberry. I do love it. Whipped cream on pie is always delicious. Whipped cream on a cookie, really tasty. And I haven't tried this yet, but I really am looking forward to. Whipped cream on a pumpkin pie. Gotta love it. I guess my favorite is the hot chocolate. I'm simple. Okay, so how do you do this? How do you make a bottle to hold the whipped cream and put the nitrous in it and all that? Okay. If you don't have patience, you won't be able to do this. But the first thing you got to do, you got to get yourself a bottle that you want to use. Now, I really do like these smaller bottles. This happens to be a 1 liter bottle, and it had seltzer in it. Perfectly good to use. And let's see, somewhere here, yeah, there you go. There's a little FiZZ GiZ plug valve there mounted in the side. You can use a little 16 ounce or a 20 ounce Coke bottle, whatever you want, Pepsi bottle, any soda bottle that you find out there will do perfectly well for making whipped cream. And you need to put a hole in it. The size of the hole should be 5/32. So you can use a 5/32 drill bit. Now, I happen to like these little tiny drill bits that remind me of the bits that I would use on wood. Okay, I don't know exactly what these are called, but I'm sure some of you know the word for it. They look a little bit different than a common twist drill bit. Okay, so I like it because it has that little point in the middle. Gets me started with a guide hole and doesn't let the bit walk all over the surface when you're trying to use it. So this is my favorite. I've tried them both. They both make really good holes in the bottle, but you know, nice straight holes. But they both leave burrs, and I'm going to show you how to deal with those burrs in you know, just a moment. All right, so here you go. That's ready. Let's put a hole in this bottle first. I'm doing this. Better give you an idea first. This is the plug valve that that you'll be installing in the hole that you drill in the bottle. It's just a little tiny thing, and so it basically goes through the wall, and it seals the wall. Will bump right up to the underneath the head of the nail, and it'll seal right here in this area. So it's very important to make a nice clean hole and to get rid of those burrs. So this is the worst way you can do it. Just take a bottle, and let me do a little measuring here first. You don't want the head of this bottle to interfere with this flange here. You want to make sure you stay far away in this direction, far away enough from this flange where the head of the nail doesn't bump into it. So you want to be maybe put your hole somewhere along about you know, there, I would say. So let's go with that. Okay. Okay, you know, it's a nice, fairly clean, smooth hole from the outside. There are a few burrs. You may be able to see them, but you can certainly feel them with your finger on the outside. You want to get rid of those. There are a few burrs on the inside, and you can feel those when you put your finger in there. So I think the best tool I've ever found to remove the burrs is a little tiny, very sharp X-Acto knife like this one. And the burrs that are on the outside, sometimes you can trim them off. You can see that one, perhaps. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but you'll be able to see them and feel them once you do get your own bottle and drill your own hole. Now, I use this wet dry sandpaper. This happens to be 220, and you can run that over after you've cut away most of the burrs, and it'll start to feel really smooth, and you'll know that you're good enough then. Now, the burrs that are on the inside, they're a little tougher to deal with. What I like to do is I'll take the bottle while it's you know, just at room temperature, and I'll reach in here and I'll take the other end of my X-Acto knife, and I'll just kind of like push the burrs down from where they're sticking up and back down into the hole. And that way you can get into there with an X-Acto knife, and you can cut them off. It's hard to use a knife to reach inside the mouth of the bottle and cut those burrs off. So I found that was just unsatisfactory. So some of the burrs have been pushed down into the hole now. And then there's another another thing you might run into. And, you know, it's kind of like this. Here's a small piece of fishing line. Now, I have a very, very sharp knife, almost as sharp as a scalpel blade, I'm sure. And if you want to cut this piece of fishing line, well, you can try this, okay? And you can stand there all day and wonder, oh, gee, why isn't it cutting? I got a really sharp knife, and it's not cutting. Well, it just moves away. When you push on it, it just moves away. The little tiny burrs will do the same thing. And it's a real nasty chore to try to get in here and trim those burrs off with an X-Acto knife when, you know, when they're moving around and running away from the blade, so to speak. So what I like to do, I like a little help from a substance that I use a lot for many different things, and it really does work well. Piece of dry ice, maybe a small piece like that. I'll put this one back. Works wonders. To make that plastic act a little better for you. If you will squeeze a piece of dry ice up against the hole tightly, you will find that it will really stiffen up that plastic and allow you, to go in there and trim it off with an X-Acto knife blade. So it makes it so much easier to cut those things off. And truthfully, if you've got burrs anywhere around your hole, especially on the inside, you're going to get a leak in this tiny little valve. It's not going to seal well. So do your very best to make a nice, clean, burr-free hole, and your valve will seal much better. Okay, so let's see what I can do now. Okay, on the outside it feels pretty good. And on the inside, it's feeling very nice there as well. All right. So, stand by while we try to install this valve. My apologies for the hiatus. I needed those, so I had to go get them. All right, let's get our valve started into the hole. And reach inside with a pair of needle nose. Grab the valve, pull it through, and it's already seated. You can tell that it's seated when you look at the bottle and the valve. The valve is sort of curved in this little area here to kind of, because it's matching the curvature of the bottle. So anyway, it's well seated in there, and Now we can put our cream whipper together. All right. All you need then is another soda siphon head, and let me cut this old tamper ring off that came on the bottle, and once I get that out of the way, I can put this soda siphon head in the bottle. Now it's going to be, I think I may have already cut this to length. Yeah, there you go. I've already got this one cut to a length that's appropriate. Okay, so you would place the soda siphon head on, screw it on tight, and then you are literally ready to go. Now I'm not ready to screw this soda siphon head on just yet. I'd like to test the bottle to make sure that it has a really good seal. So I'm going to cap it and pressurize it. I think I'll save myself worrying about pressurizing it, and just use my CO2 canister, but which I don't seem to have at this moment. So at any rate, I'm not gonna worry about pressurizing this one for a test right now. I feel like it's fairly likely to be very airtight. I've made enough of these. Let me go ahead and show you an alternate approach to drilling the bottle, because it really is important to make it burr free. There are a couple easier ways to do it. I'll show you one of them right now. Here's another Coke bottle, and this one is completely full of ice and frozen, filled with water and frozen solid. So having a good solid backing to drill into makes a world of difference, and I'm going to show you how it's done, and you will find that if you do it this way, it will create a much more burr-free hole on the inside. And save you a fair amount of work to deburr that hole. Drilling it this way, now after this ice melts, we're obviously not going to wait for that to happen, but you dump the water out and you reach in there and you'll find that the inside of this hole is much more of a clean hole than what we achieved just drilling straight through the bottle at room temperature with no ice. So let me get another one. Here's another one of my favorite bottles, the Food Lion 1 liter bottle. Works perfect with these little pint size containers of heavy whipping cream. You know, this is the perfect amount of cream to go in a bottle this size. Fills it up, you know, about halfway, and then it accepts one of the nitrous chargers. So I like this size bottle a lot. I recommend if you can get your hands on a 1 liter bottle. Now, if you got a lot of whipped cream that you want to make, I mean, there's plenty here. This is a great little tool if you need loads and loads of whipped cream in a big party or something like that. Okay, so let's drill a hole in this bottle here. Now this bottle has a sharper bend than the Coke bottle, and you want to try to stay away from that sharp bend. So we're going to actually try to put this this valve, you know, somewhere in this location here. And that's all it takes. Once again, when this melts, you'll have a much cleaner burr-free hole on the inside than you would have if you'd have just drilled the bottle while it was warm. And you know, if you don't want to go to the trouble to freeze water in your bottle, I mean, it takes overnight or maybe even 24 hours to freeze it completely, and you know, I understand, but just remember that you're going to have to work a little bit harder, you know, when you go to deburr the hole, the edges of the hole on the inside of the bottle. All right, so I'm going to let these two thaw. And put plug valves in them later. Okay, so kind of to recap, if you want to make a little soda siphon, you're going to need to drill a hole in a bottle and install a FiZZ plug valve, and then you're going to need one of these soda siphon heads here to screw onto your bottle, okay, and then you're going to need some way to inject your nitrous oxide in your valve to get it inside the bottle. And all you really need is 3 simple ingredients for your recipe. You can use just about a tablespoon in a bottle this size, you know, heaping tablespoon of powdered sugar, a tablespoon of vanilla flavoring, and you know, a quart of whipped cream, and it really goes a long way. I mean, I'm telling you, you really get a lot of whipped cream when you whip up an entire quart of heavy cream. Okay, hope that helps answer questions that some of you had.